leaving me and him alone. I didn't say a word, and that's when he started speaking. At first, he seemed emotional, almost like he might apologize, but instead, the things he said made my blood boil. He admitted to me with a cruel tone that he never gave my daughter any of my letters or gifts I sent. He laughed about how he convinced her I'd abandoned her. But then, just as I thought it couldn't get worse, he changed gears. A fake sorrow began dripping from his every word, trying to make himself sound like the victim. "I'll admit it," he said, putting on this righteous act. "I neglected her. Kids are a lot of work, man. You know how it is. I'm not proud of this, but there were times she needed a good wallop. Honestly, I'm doing you a favor letting you back in her life now. She's a mess. You should thank me." I felt myself about to explode. Every part of me wanted to swing at him right there, but before I could respond, a small, weak voice called out from behind the slightly open curtain nearby. My daughter, awake, staring at us both, her eyes filled with pain and confusion. I ran over, heart pounding so hard I could barely hear anything else. The next few moments felt like slow motion. My daughter, Lily, was lying there with a bandage around her head and her arm in a cast. She looked so much like the little girl I remembered, but older now, 16 years old. Her eyes were the same as mine, deep brown with flecks of amber that caught the light. Her hair was longer than I remembered, cascading over her shoulders in waves that reminded me of her mother before everything went wrong. I couldn't believe I was finally seeing her. "Dad?" she whispered, her voice cracking. That one word nearly broke me. I hadn't heard her call me that in 10 years. I wanted to hug her but was afraid to hurt her more. I just stood there, frozen, tears streaming down my face. The antiseptic smell of the hospital room faded away as I focused entirely on her face, trying to memorize every detail in case this moment was snatched away from me again. My ex-wife, Denise, came rushing back with a nurse. She tried to position herself between me and Lily. The nurse checked Lily's vitals while Denise glared at me. Her face had aged, lines of bitterness etched around her mouth that hadn't been there before. I stood my ground. The hospital called me. I'm still her father. My voice was steadier than I expected, drawing strength from Lily's presence. My former best friend, Russell, joined us now. He put his hand on Denise's shoulder like he owned her. The gesture made me sick. He'd gained weight over the years, his once athletic frame now soft and imposing. His eyes still held that manipulative gleam I'd been too blind to see when we were friends. "Let's not make a scene," he said with that fake, concerned voice. "This isn't about us. It's about Lily." The nurse finished checking Lily's monitors and turned to all of us. "She needs rest. Only immediate family should stay." She was young, probably new to navigating family drama in her ward. Denise immediately pointed at me. "He's not family anymore." Her voice was sharp, cutting through the air between us. The nurse looked confused. I pulled out my wallet and showed her my ID. "I'm her biological father. The hospital called me as her emergency contact." My hands were shaking slightly as I held out my driver's license. This seemed to surprise the nurse. She looked at Lily, who was watching this whole exchange with wide eyes. "Lily, who would you like to stay with you?" Denise cut in before Lily could speak. "She's a minor. I make the decisions." Her knuckles were white as she gripped the side rail of Lily's bed. "I want my dad," Lily said quietly but firmly. The shock on Denise and Russell's faces was priceless. They clearly hadn't expected this. The nurse nodded and started ushering them out. Denise tried to protest, but the nurse was firm. "The patient has requested privacy with her father.
Follow for part 2.